Welcome
to Munda Makeover.
We have traveled all over Zambia to find hardworking farmers.
We want to share their success stories.
And where there are challenges, we will bring experts to help them gain the extra knowledge they need.
So they can adapt and make their farms more productive even while the climate changes.
We want to support them to get better yields
and increase their income.
We will see how farmers from across the country can benefit from our experts' advice,
while also learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experiences as they improve their farms.
On Munda Makeover! Hello, Vikacha.
Hi, Kosi.
So, today our farmer is going to excite you because she is a woman of valor.
Woman of what?
Valor, Vikacha. It means she's a woman who is strong and righteous. She's doing a lot to help her community with her farming activities.
So what are we waiting for, Kosi? You know such farmers give me a zing. They give me that thing.
Vikacha, you are the one who is taking my time by making me your vocabulary teacher instead of going to help our farmer.
Yeah. Kosi, wait! Man of valor! Wait! Man of valor!
This week, we're in Mpika, in Northern Province, and we're visiting Exilda Katongo.
Exilda is a Mother Teresa of the community, as she loves to help her community through her small-scale farming business. Her farm is a learning center for her neighbors.
She has 6 hectares of land on which she farms maize, vegetables, and does fish farming.
Exilda works on the farm together with her husband, Joseph Mulenga, and they have a young family.
Our woman of valor.
Woman of valor! Nice meeting you.
Absolutely fantastic. So, in any neighbor Koziani?
And I'm Vikacha.
Exilda.
Exilda.
Joseph.
There are a few things that you're most likely looking to learn, but even though you're good farmers, we know there are probably some challenges, right?
Yes, but this is why we are here.
Ina mafia nkwete ku garden saka garden. Na mwana fo tule mone ko tumsalto andi tule mone ko twaturaika mulandi wakuti
Kwena na ine amafia ningalanda kumulandwa ma fish pond. Ningwata ma fish pond at 6.
Wow, fantastic.
Futi ndefero kutama nejo kulisha. Feed.
Okay, I see.
Bakutisa bidi kule munchita.
Okay.
yalo fimbia mafia ya kuchira ndefo kusambira kupali saving.
We are going to go, if you allow us, get the experts who are going to come and share the solutions with you.
How do you feel?
Echo twale tontonganya kuchiba Munda meka baraisa twale tontonganya kuchi baisa twafwako mu bulimi bwesu twalitemu okulima nekirengo kuchi tulelima kufwa emikalire Yesu yako pantanshi.
Malnutrition has been a cause of concern in rural areas and villages in Zambia. Today, I have some good news for our farmers because our expert is going to teach us the importance of fish farming in solving nutritional problems. Meet Ali Kumbewe from the Food Agricultural Organization, FAO. He will share more knowledge on the Fish Pass-On program initiated by FAO under the Sun 2 initiative to improve nutrition for small-scale farmers like Exilda and her family.
So Sun 2 is scaling up nutrition phase 2.
Okay.
There was phase 1, now this is phase 2.
Right.
So we realized that it was very important to support households with inputs that will support them in terms of having a nutritional aspect like proteins, vegetables and whatnot.
Beneficiaries are selected through the Ministry of Health's registrar under a system that targets groups in the society like pregnant women, lactating women, and households with children under the age of 2.
It's supporting the 1,000 most critical days.
Of course.
So these are the beneficiaries.
How long have you been doing fish farming?
In 2021 twayambire pamona wanakulu bantu.
Remkwai.
Basantu bali shire baisa tusambirisha efe tulingire okupangako fish farming
Emkwe.
batusambire efe akuimbira ekishiba nefe akutesta omushiri n'amenshi opo tulingira okuimbira ekishiba busha amenshi kuchiyakama nangupalyeko akamumana nangufalo so twalisalira enchende twamwene okuchiyinchende amenshi tekuchiyakame pali nga twabika ifishiba fyesu apa.
Fantastic. She's sounding very knowledgeable. Talking about testing the soil to see if it can retain water, how the ponds must be constructed.
So now, like by Exilda, she's one of the first beneficiaries who received fingerlings.
I see.
So we're talking about pass on. My Exilda started with 2 ponds. Yes. So
Not all of these ponds.
No.
I thought this is the way you began the activity. So there's been quite a bit of growth.
Yes. So now, after she harvested the first, she also harvested fingerlings.
I see.
Which she passed on to another household.
Fantastic.
The idea is to have more households have this kind of intervention.
I see.
And this is the program we're encouraging in everything we're doing. There's also the chicken pass on, even on the vegetable aspect as well.
Fantastic.
Kutiropo natampira obulimi bwesa bikufuma mu 2021 nali afaako amagroup ya 3 nali bapeere otusabi ba charity naba Merina naba gift mu group imo baba abali 7.
She's saying there's about 7 people on average in a group. That's a minimum of 21 people.
But we'd want more households to have an opportunity. She's mentioned of the 3 groups. She's not the only farmer. We started with about 131 farmers.
Wow.
So if each supported 3 groups, for instance, we're talking of 1,000 plus. You get it?
Now the focus on nutrition. I was looking at some numbers about this area on stunting. Apparently it's about 30%.
More reason we would want them to pass on more. 30% is a huge percentage. Madam Exilda will tell you that she's been able to sell some fingerlings and some fish. And this also helps the income because she can be able now to purchase other nutritious foods that the household might need. And the fish here will go to the next household.
Yes.
So meaning, in a way, going to manage.
When the fish reproduces in 6 to 8 months, the households will share the fish for home consumption, and the surplus is sold in order for the beneficiaries to buy feed for the next batch and expansion of the fish pass-on. More so, when the beneficiaries sell the fish, the supply in the community becomes more and the price goes down, meaning the fish becomes affordable to many households, and this helps to bring down malnutrition. What problems and challenges have you found since you've started fish farming? Right.
Nema fiansangiremo muri fish farming mulandu fe wakana mmone fish bana fifula kwapa. So to feed fe turachepako. Ndala masha kutitwenga chitefi akuje fa kuturebika.
Yeah, so working with the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock, there are trainings which will have to be done by the department in terms of feed formulation.
Right.
We don't want to bring something that is new. We don't want to tell them to go and buy feed from the shops. No, we want locally available materials. So there are some trainings in hydroponic fodder production as well as feed formulation. They can grow their maize, they can grow their sunflower, they can grow their soya to formulate their feed so that they're able to feed their fish.
Fantastic.
Once we empower them with the technical know-how of how to formulate their feed, they're going to have more fish. They'll have more income. And they'll be able to engage 1 or 2 people from the community to dig more ponds.
Fantastic. The fish feed formula requires farmers to mix the following: maize bran, 50 kg, moringa, 10 kg, soya beans, 20 kg, sunflower, 15 kg, and cassava meal, 5 kg. With all this, it's a step at getting a richer community in their health and increase of incomes.
When it comes to nutrition, a balanced diet is very important, especially for Exilda, who has young children. Exilda grows maize for home consumption and she sells the excess. So, from the maize, she is assured of getting carbohydrates in her meals. The fish farming brings in protein to her family. So the Santu initiative by FAO took a step further to make sure she also has some vegetables on her plate. Vegetables that are easy to grow and she can get them just behind her kitchen. Our expert Alik Mbewe from FAO is still on the farm and will tell us more about sack gardening.
Ama vegetables yashani mulimamu.
Ni repu,
Okay.
beans, chihuahua.
Nimbona muna tomato
Na tomato.
na musombolapo.
Kwenda ni sombolapo tulalia.
Okay.
Repu tulalia. Twaipika ile twafirisha kupanganda na bana. Na chihuahua ine twalia mbokuli.
Okay. Mr. Alik, I've moved around Zambia and I'm seeing people doing gardening just on a bare land. But when we were checking in there, I'm seeing vegetables in sacks. I'm like, what's this design? What's that?
This sack gardening is an intervention that we're trying to support our households who are under the project. You know, the challenging of vegetable production is you need water, you need good land and whatnot.
Yes.
So for even households without a bigger place to grow this, they can do this. We're not only supporting sack gardening, we're supporting keyhole gardens as well, homestead gardening. Yeah, because the major thing in the nutritional project we're supporting as FAO is to have vegetables at the household level. We don't want anyone to give an excuse to say, I don't have land. That's the more reason I can't have vegetables. It's expensive to buy. So we are promoting sack gardening as one of the interventions which they can be able to grow the vegetables and feed their household. Sure.
Okay, so sack gardening guarantees food nutrition.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. She's like, yes. We're
yes,
like, okay.
yes, and the yes is coming so strong, huh?
Yeah, because she mentioned we've been eating, we've been eating. I was waiting for the part for we've been selling.
Tamula shapo, tamula tampa.
Weshilata.
Okay. Okay, but we can increase the production based on the good agricultural practices which us as FAO through the means of agriculture are providing technical support, even the issue of chemicals, what type of chemicals to use, what type of soil to use for these vegetables, because under the nutrition project, we want the mothers as they are pregnant, as they are lactating, to have good nutrition.
Okay, nice.
What are the challenges you're
Yes,
facing?
the challenges you've been facing.
Amafya nsangiremo musaruta ule moneka bwino ule liwa kutushishi.
Okay. I know the colleagues that Means of Agriculture are the ones who came with this intervention under the Sun 2 program to have had start to grow the vegetables. Taba misambirisheko in terms of if you munga chita avoid tushishi urushan. Especially kwati repu ninji munana iri kwa sana.
Nabaichisambirisheko baitushirire no muchi.
With climate change, we have seen more pests on crops than before. So farmers need to be careful to follow the spraying routine as advised by the Ministry of Agriculture or your local certified agrovet.
Also the spacing, because the sacks are very close to each other, you know, that could also lead to some contamination as well.
Okay.
Yes, so I think the major challenge is facing is the pest encroachment.
Exilda sacks will need to be spaced well so that the pests cannot move easily from one plant to the next. The spacing will also make sure that each plant receives enough sunlight and grow well. Exilda and her community will benefit from this bag gardening since it does not require much agricultural land nor water. It is simple to prepare using local materials such as a sack, stones, soil and manure. Let's see how easy it is to make one. We have already mixed our soil with manure. Prepare a sack that has soil with a stone well at the center. The central stone well of a sack garden should be 5 centimeters in diameter. Once the soil is at the level of the container with the stones, pour up the container. Fill the container in the middle with more stones as you keep filling up the sack with the soil. Repeat this process until the sack is full. The stones will enable water to drain from the top to the bottom of the sack, distributing it evenly. Plant the seedlings in holes on the sides and on top of the sacks. Farmers are encouraged to plant vegetables that are familiar to the local communities, and that way you can sell the excess easily. If Exilda follows the above steps correctly, she can produce several kilos of vegetables each month. For instance, each sack may contain up to 50 plants of rape or 20 plants of spinach.
Munda Makeover has some work to do. Now, we need to expand the space for the sack garden. We are putting a fence using mesh wire, but farmers can even use local available materials like grass and sticks. The fence will protect the vegetables from many people and animals just walking in and out of the sack garden, bringing in pests and diseases. Exilda will also be able to add more sacks and make a business of selling the excess to the nearby market. The money will help in getting more foods like fruits to add to her diet and buy pesticides to make sure the vegetables grow well. Next, we're going to look at the weather.
Welcome to Munda Makeover, drought special for Zambia. Because of climate change, we expect dry conditions to continue across Zambia, with few areas getting good rains. Drought is one of the most disastrous climate-related threats that affects agriculture, the environment, infrastructure, and socio-economic activities. With the current dry condition across the country, ensure to practice conservation farming, which includes digging, where you want to plant your seed only and not the entire farm. Covering the soil with dry grass or leaves to help retain water in the soil, and planting cover crops. If you have access to water for irrigation, consider planting early maturing maize varieties and other alternative crops such as early maturing legumes and vegetables to cope with the impacts of dry spells. Consider making silage from maize that has no chance of recovering to feed your livestock in this dry season. Preserve fodder so that you may have enough food for your livestock, as pasture might not be enough this year. Scout your farm for pests and control them as soon as you spot them with the recommended pesticides. Report any unusual insects or crop diseases to the nearest agricultural office. If your area gets rain, collect water from your roof to your storage points such as tanks and drums. Ensure to clean your roof and gutters to get clean water. Preserve food by sun-drying, salting, and fermenting for use throughout the dry season. Destock your livestock and keep those you are able to care for properly. You can restock when normalcy returns. Now is the best time to use non-farm rural activities such as craft production to earn income. For further assistance and information, contact the nearest agricultural officer.
Women are always excluded when it comes to making key financial decisions in business. Our expert, Mukuka Mulenga from the Department of Community Development in Mpika District, is taking Exilda to Twafwane Savings Group, which has 32 members. The members welcomed our farmer with a song and dance. Exilda will learn the benefit of being in a group like Twafwane and how most of the members have now become financially independent. It's now time for Exilda to hear from the group.
Nenebo Sylvia Machimba, I'm the chair lady of this group.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Madam Exilda is a very wonderful farmer, but the problem is with saving money, managing her finances.
Ama challenges tukwata. Yakweba ati abengama women's umu tatwa kwata capital.
Okay.
So efe tuchita instead ya kubula empia shonsi wa twala kuli expenditure. Tulabula ili empia waleta kuno wa savinga. Ubusuma bwa kusavinga. Tula saving empia for future use.
Yes.
Then we are raising capital from what we save.
That's great, because with climate change, farmers need to do more activities in the farm. But one of the biggest challenges is the capital to start off. So Exilda can do this through savings.
the profit of saving is supposed to be directed to nutrition, agriculture, and sanitation.
Okay.
There are success stories with regard to what savings have done in their lives.
So like he twachire shout a week ago.
Yes.
Ero twachire shout. Ineso narishta mofe try zaidi 20 na ndekula nakanganda kufamu.
Yes.
I'm encouraging you. My story, I'm a widow. My husband left me with 5 children. But through this saving group, it has assisted me carry my children to school. Since I had 5, the 4 have completed. I could not manage to even buy food for my children before I joined this group. So after joining, nutrition at home has really improved. When you see my children, the way they are looking, they are very much healthy. As compared to the time when I lost my husband.
Nalikuwa tomukashana alishita medicine. So ndashitafati nga twa saving afilafine. Imbina ina afilafine kuskula ala shitapuka business kanono. Ale tuma afilafine ndem saving la. So bonsanga twaisa pogesha lasti. Na isa mtumina kuskulu apuisha no kupuisha completely yonse apuisha.
These savings have helped women gain self-respect.
Right.
Other than go out there begging, they can fend for themselves. Poverty is a mindset.
Yes.
Okay, so they have understood that and they've come to believe that it is only going to take them to be the change that they want in their lives.
Right. Exilda wants to go back and start a group like Twafwane with some of her neighbors. She will need to have some ground rules for the group to run smoothly. Here are the rules that have helped Twafwane Savings Group operate with ease. Twafwane has a constitution outlining the rules of how the group operates. All savings group transactions are recorded in the book for transparency. Members can save weekly and are able to access the loans which they are supposed to pay back with a 20% interest after 28 days.
When you get a 1,000, you have to top up a 20%, which is 200. Ukawesha 1,200. That is just a period of 1 month.
Okay.
You know, shaisa na profit kala apanga. Why we are saying so? Itwale chita share out. Ama savings yonse total yaba members by then we were 27.
Okay.
The total savings we had reached probably 63,191.
Nice.
Total savings for the whole members.
Nice.
In which profit twasangire muli alama interest twale later. Yali satisfisha pali 146,000.
Okay.
So profit share out in which it was more than double.
So nga wali saving maybe 5,000. Induka kwata 11,300, 11,500.
So they are rich people here.
Yes. They are very rich in that one.
Okay. Coming to you, the young one, the young saver. How has it been? What advice can you give Auntie Exilda here?
Advice ningawapela konga ineomaiche ukubape bumbe abakulu. Tiba kwata ama youths like ine teba kurufebeka bakusevinga like ine bo hairdresser ngana luke mishi ile mpia ngana kwata every Monday ndesa mukusevinga.
Exilda is lucky because the Ministry of Community Development offers support to the savings groups through trainings, so her new group can benefit from this. Nice. Now back to you farmers. Savings can make all things possible. How? 1. Savings can help you invest more into your farming business and any other business. Secondly, savings can help you support your livelihoods and your future needs. Thirdly, anyone can save.
Our fence is ready. Exilda can now space her garden correctly and even expand with more sacks.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So for today, this is where we'll end our program with you, and we'll say thank you very much again for taking care of us.
Yes.
That's it for this week, but we'll see you next week
on another episode of
Munda Makeover.